Hi, this is Numeric Citizen. In today's video, a look behind the curtains. So this video is a bit special. I want to give you a behind-the-scene look at the way I'm using craft to produce YouTube videos about craft. I'm going to show you in the first part the environment I'm using, where am I, to record those videos. And in the second part, you'll learn how I'm using craft to support my process. And as you will see, craft plays a very important role in the workflow, and I couldn't do it without craft, to make it short. So let's start. So you are looking at the recording studio where I'm recording all my YouTube videos. I'll start with the background that you are seeing when you are watching my videos. There's two HomePod there. This is the grid frame which has a iPhone 5 disassembled there because I really like this design. I owned one actually, which is right there. This is the iPhone 1 I owned for a while. There is a iPod Nano there. There's a original iPod Touch from 2007. And there's also a box of iPhone 4S, iPod Classic, and a few other things related to Apple books. Original box of floppy drive for the Macintosh, and the iPod Touch original box also. So that's it. That is what you're seeing from the on the back when I'm recording video. And this is the recording desk that I'll explain the content of everything on it. So this is the recording desk. It looks a bit messy. This is the Yeti microphone, USB-A microphone, that I will just put this way when I'm recording, so it's closer to my mouth. There's a Mac Mini there, where I'll use to do the actual rendering of the final video. This is the MacBook Air M1. Both are M1 devices, where I'm recording the actual screen recordings, which are stored on a SanDisk 1 terabyte SSD USB-C drive. The microphone is connected to this little dongle there, which brings the USB-A connectivity support to the MacBook Air. And then there is also the webcam, which happens to be a Logitech Brio 4K webcam that you are seeing right there. Also on the right, there is a Opal C1 webcam that I did receive a few weeks ago. I'm still in the process of testing that webcam. It's currently not stable enough to use it as my primary recording devices. And on the back, there is a key light, Elgato key light, LED light, that I'll use to light up my face when the room is too dark, so you can see my face in a better lighting setup. So the recording happens on the MacBook Air. Files are stored again on an external USB-C SSD drive. When I'm done, I'll unplug the SSD drive, then I'll plug it to my Mac Mini, and then I'll use the excellent recording software, which is ScreenFlow, and I'll do all the montage on the excellent Apple Cinema display that is connected to the Mac Mini. So this is pretty much my recording setup. You see on the left there is an iPad Pro from 2018. It's usually turned off when I'm recording. I don't use it when I'm recording things. And on the right there's a pretty old iPad which I'm using as a photo frame usually. And the reason there is a mouse there, a keyboard, and a mouse there. The mouse there is for the Mac Mini. I'm sorry, the MacBook Air. And with Center Stage, I can move around my mouse from one device to the other, so I can control if I'm using Craft or looking at my video channel over there. Yep. So it's pretty cool. So when I'm recording, I usually control everything from that mouse, but I may use the keyboard there and the mouse there for the Mac Mini over there. So I hope it gives you a good idea of my recording setup. It's not very sophisticated. It's a pretty basic thing overall. And the next step in the video will be about using a Craft template to support the production of a specific episode of a YouTube video. So now that you've seen the room where I'm recording my videos, let's turn to Craft, the essential part of the workflow that depends on the use of a template that I'm using for each new episode of my YouTube channel. So let's turn to the template that I'm using. This is the 5 parts templates that I'm creating for each video. And the first part is to set the video number, the title, and the tagline that I'm going to use to write in the description of the video on YouTube. The second portion of it is to get the thumbnail or the slide, the cover art to be created using Keynote. That is exported from Keynote in a PNG file and then imported into ScreenFlow. So that's the portion there that I'm doing. After that, I have to answer 4 questions. Those questions helps me to better understand the reason why I'm doing this video. Who is going to look at this video? What they will learn by looking by watching this video. So that's the 4 questions that I'm asking myself and that I need to answer each time that I'm creating a new video. So that's from the template. And then there is a research and documentation where if I need to record or extract some information from the internet, from a website, or from within my own environment, then I'll put those links, documents, information tidbits right there in this section. It's pretty empty at first, but as I'm working on a new episode, this section can become quite large. Then this is the part where I'm getting ready to record a session. So that's the usual basic thing as put a t-shirt. This time it's white. I'm usually wearing a black one, but since it's a different video, I'm wearing a white t-shirt this time. So that's the tasks that I'm going to do. Put a t-shirt, close the windows because I don't want to hear the sound outside. I want to put the show transcript on my Apple Cinema display for me to be able to see it easily. I'm preparing my USB drive, my little hub for connecting the mic. I'm removing all the icons on my desktop on the MacBook Air. The most possible, I have the minimum, as you can see here, I have a very few applications open on my MacBook for the recording, so I don't get distracted by other open application. Then I'm preparing the Craft environment. So if I'm doing a demonstration of a specific feature within Craft, this is the thing that I'm doing right now. I'm showing you the template, so I'm getting myself ready to open the document at the right place. for the recording session to be the most effective as possible. Then I turn on Do Not Disturb so I don't get any notification during my recording. And then I make sure that I turn off the dark mode if I'm recording late in the day. So that's the preparation portion of the recording session. Then I'll kind of write always the same kind of introduction, some general lines I want to kind of address during my recording session, concluding remarks, and then see you next time for the next episode. Line is there. Once the recording session is completed, sometimes it takes me a few takes for the same segment to be where I like it to be. So I can take some 1, 2, or 3, or 4 takes for the same segment. When it's done, I'm now turning to ScreenFlow, and I follow this process. I won't go into details of each task, but I'm kind of doing exactly the same process in ScreenFlow to have the same look and feel to my videos. So I'm doing all those preparation, adjustments to each tracks, the FaceTime recording track and the screen recording track. They are using different settings, so I'm making sure that I'm using all the same settings. And then eventually I'll do a final quality control step to make sure that I don't miss any transition at the beginning of a segment or at the end of the segment. And then eventually I'll export that to a file, an MP4 file, that I make sure that I will include the chapters. Then I'll upload that to YouTube, add the video to the right YouTube playlist. And then I'll make sure that I update this document right here, which is a list of past and future episodes or videos that I'm working on or I've been working in the past. And then I'll wait for the processing by YouTube to complete. There is one thing that needs to be done on YouTube. It's the description of the video that I'm uploading. So I'm using a double click on that. I'm using a text block, like a script, that I'm kind of filling the blanks in the show description or the episode description. I entered the link or resources that I'm referring to during a specific video. So I'll put the links right there on the show. I'll prepare the chapters markers for YouTube to show different thumbnails for specific segment in the video. And then you can find me there, and here's my stuff, and then a disclaimer and support my work, please. And that's pretty much it. So when this portion is completed, I simply hit copy there and then go on YouTube, and in the description where there's a maximum of 5,000 characters, I can paste the text and boom, I'm done. So that's the templates that I'm using. And then after the actual video is published online, I'm going to make sure to promote it so it gets some attention or traction. So I know that I'm going to visit the Craft Circle community. I'll go on Slack if the video fits the purpose of the Slack community. I'll go there and publish a post there. I'll go on Reddit also to announce the publication of this new video. I'll write a few description. The description can be different depending on the community where I'm posting the video. And then I'll schedule something in Buffer, which will kind of post a tweet on Twitter in the near future announcing the video availability on YouTube. So that's the basic template I'm using. It's the most sophisticated template I'm using in Craft for all the things I'm doing for in using Craft. That's the most complete, and I'm pretty proud of this template because it's really helping me my work to be consistent and produce the most similar result from one video to the other. So for this specific video, here's the portion that has been completed. So as you can see, there's a few answers to the questions that I need to answer for each video I'm producing. The research and documentation, it's quite light here because I knew that I had to record a segment where I'm showing what's behind me, and there's a picture of my current setup. And also there's the actual episode script where all the tasks to get myself ready has been completed because I'm currently recording this video, and then the script, which is pretty light because I'm kind of improvising right now and I know what I wanted to say in this segment, so I'm pretty sure that I'm covering all the bases here. And eventually I'll conclude this video, and then I'll start the post-process section where I'll go in ScreenFlow and make the magic happen and eventually post this video. So that's pretty much it. And I already have I know that I have a few things to complete because I'm talking about my gear in this video. So I want to complete a reference on the web for each products that I'm using. And then I'll also complete the chapters marker. And at the end, I think it's pretty much it. I'll be done with that. And then I'll be able to copy that on YouTube for the video description. And I already have a few things completed for promoting this video. I know that I'm not going to post something on Slack because I don't think it fits the Slack purpose, but I'm going to say something on the Craft Circle community on Reddit, and then I'll post that something using Buffer on Twitter. So that's it for this episode of a look behind the scenes. I hope you like what you just saw and you learned a few things along the way. So thanks again for being there. If you like the video, just hit like. If you don't subscribe yet to my channel, you should, because there's a bunch of other videos that I'm going to do in the future. And just a hint about that, you see that at the bottom, tags? I did something related to tags with Craft, so that's the subject of my next video. So don't miss it, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for being there, thanks for watching, and see you guys. Bye-bye.